Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. And wow, what an amazing and fun-filled live stream we had last night. Thank you for everyone who joined us last night. I hope you guys all had a blast as much as I did. Today, I've got an amazing interview with Victor. Before we jump into it, though, a couple links. As you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, and the merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Links to Patreon and PayPal are in the description below. Merch displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, the links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support this channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe. It doesn't cost you a cent. Click that like button. It takes half a second. If you don't want to miss out on any of the informative uploads I put out daily, please click that bell icon. And finally, leave a comment. Why? Well, because all these things, they really do help this channel to continue to grow and go. And folks, they definitely matter. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's get on with today's upload, shall we? All right, guys. Tonight I've got a very special guest, and everybody has been asking how he is, and I have him here to tell you exactly how he is in his own voice. I have Victor. Victor, how are you?
Hey everybody, I'm doing fine. How's everybody out there in this great country of ours?
So, I know that a lot has happened in this last month. Actually, I'm just going to give you the floor. Maybe you can answer some of the questions that people have asked. Where have you been? How have you been? What's been going on? Whatever you can share with us without crossing any lines would be muchly appreciated for everybody, I'm sure.
Okay, I'll go there. After everything happened with me in Virginia, I went home, and I was actually talking on the phone and with Jeff, and I noticed outside that there was some activity going on, and that activity was a couple of werewolves moving around, and I'd never had any at my property before that I knowed of. And my housekeeper that I had in Virginia had came with me from Virginia, had went with me to Colorado, and she actually seen them. First time she had ever seen them. Even in Virginia, she had never seen anything like them. And we got through that night, and the next day she brought it up, told me about seeing them and everything, and wanted to know if we was going to be safe and everything. And what she didn't know was that later that night, I had a conversation with 11 werewolves at one time at my place. And I won't go into the details of what was said, you know. I was just warned that I needed to watch my step, basically. And so I decided that night I had to get my housekeeper out of there, get her to where it was going to be safe. So the next day I sent her back to Virginia, paid her a year's salary, and told her that when I got everything settled, I wanted to hire her back, and told her that I wanted that to hold her for a year. If she wanted to work for somebody else for that year, that would be fine. But, if it was where I could at the end of the year, I'd like to hire her back. If she, just to have her back with me. And so I put her on a plane and sent her on her way. And that following evening, I was watching really close, and I went to bed, and I heard noises, and I slipped out of bed, got to where I could see really good and everything, and armed myself, and there were 17 werewolves at my home. The problem being, wasn't the werewolves, there was handlers with them. And when there's handlers with the werewolves, the handlers is there to verify that there's a body. So, at that point, I left the next day, borrowed a friend's plane, and flew to a couple of places, and just to get people off of my tail for a couple of days, so I could decide what I needed to do. And made some decisions, and then I flew back to my home and stayed overnight one night and didn't see anything there. And I packed my pack and had talked to a real estate agent, signed some paperwork, called my two oldest boys to come pick up some stuff from my house and my bunker that I know they would come get. And even as mad as they are at me, I know they would come get this stuff. It was guns, so I know they would come. And they did. And told them to put them up for me, and which Scott and Bobby came, and they've got them put up for me. And so I took off on foot, and that's where I've been since that day. Problem being is they followed me, and they followed me into the woods. Well, that's my home ground. I killed 8 werewolves in the woods, and we've got leaders in the werewolf community and that we've got them named. And probably the most famous one was known as Silvertrack, and he was from Alabama. He stood nearly 9 foot tall, and he was one at my house, and he was one doing the threats. And I had to kill him. I've killed 8, like I said. I've had to take and catch their handlers and tie them to trees and take their radios from them and call their coordinates back in to the lieutenant general and tell them where their men's tied out at so they can come get them. Now, hopefully, put an end to all this. But before all this happened, before any of this happened, he communicated with me that they shut the breeding program down totally. Shut it all down. Because they had no one to lead it. No one to lead it in the field. I don't know if they're blaming me for not having someone to lead it in the field or to lead the werewolves in the battle, if that's what it came to. I don't know if they're blaming me for that, because nobody would step up and take that responsibility. So they're calling the dogmen back in and euthanizing. They're keeping the agents on to take care of any problems that arise, and moving forward with doing that away. All the creatures that was in the breeding program have been euthanized. Sebastian, Raphael, all of them are gone. They've done been destroyed. And they're gone now. So there's no more of them. All the breeding program animals are gone.
Victor.
I think they're just blaming me for having nobody to lead the program. But that's, they're the one that fired me. So.
Victor, I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Why, instead of letting them go, what was the point of, euthanizing them? I mean, wouldn't it have been, they weren't Dogman, they were werewolves. Why wouldn't they just let them go? Was that to cover up their tracks or what?
I don't know. They didn't give me no specifics on it. I guess because they just had them there, and it was easier just to destroy them.
Okay.
And it was to let them go. It would have been less time consuming for them to destroy them than it would have been for them to had to put them to sleep, to transport them, to take them out someplace and let them go.
All right. And so now they're calling the Dogman in and just completely euthanizing them as well. What I mean, I know you don't know anything as of, right now. So I'm kind of just going off of what your guess may be. Do you think that they're gonna, these trackers, they're still probably working. If the majority of Dogman don't come back, do you think they're gonna go out hunting them, or were they just gonna leave them be? If it was,
I don't know. I guess at some point, if they don't comply, that they'll hunt them down.
Okay.
I would think that they would if they don't comply.
This is crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
I mean, it's billions of dollars that's gone. Into something that the Dogman side wasn't working, but the werewolf side was working.
Right.
You can't have one side and not have the other side too.
So as of right now, you're hoping that this whole hunt for you is over. I'm hoping that it is.
Yeah.
I'm in the
woods. I just hope they leave me alone.
Yep. Yeah, I know that everybody has been wondering if you were okay. I did let people know that, I've emailed you, texted you, not a lot, because you did tell me to, you wanted to stay off the radar. I think
after I put their handlers in the position they are, and I've got one of their radios now, and I've kept it. There's, I can hear their transmissions now, unless they change just total frequencies now. They'll either have to leave me alone or do something totally different now. It wouldn't be hard to change frequencies, but it's going to cost them money to do it. But it costs them money to send people out there to rescue these people every time, too. And I can keep tying them to trees, too.
Right. So, all right. Well, I'm just glad that, I reached out. I said, how are you? Happy Father's Day late. And, out of the blue, I got a call. It was great, actually.
I was just trying to stay low for 2 or 3 weeks, just trying to make sure that, they was staying off of me, not trying to track my phone or anything right now. Of course, I'm out here in the woods. It'd be real hard for them to find me out here. So,
now,
it'd be tough.
Do you have any plans when, have you heard anything over have you heard anything over the frequency after tying those guys up? And,
I've heard a little bit of chatter, but it ain't about me. It's, I've heard a little bit of chatter about some dogmen in Texas that they're having problems with, and that's about all I've heard, really. And you know,
Yeah. Yep.
That's the only real news I've heard on the radios. I took all the batteries out of every one of the radios. It took me chargers. So I've got plenty of batteries, and I've got the charging system for it. I got everything I need. You know, if they don't change systems or frequencies, I can listen for a long time. I can go down to every once in a while I'll go down to a campsite place where there's electricity and camp out overnight and charge everything up. Or something like that, you know, or go out to a motel and spend a night or two or something. But they ain't gonna be. I don't foresee many nights leaving the wilderness again. I think this is where I'll stay. I don't think there's anything left for me. Jeff out there.
Yeah. It's,
you know.
Yeah.
They took everything from me. So
I don't even know
you know
what else to say. This is just, I'm glad that you're alive.
I'm okay. I'm alive. I'm okay.
And
I love the outdoors, you know. Just have to see what the winter brings, see if I can make it through this first winter. If I can do that, I'll be okay.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what we have in store. You know, I know that Victor we were talking, and he asked if I had anybody coming on tonight, and then he wanted to share that the breeding program was getting taken down. I don't know how much more communication we'll have. It may be periodic. I'm hoping that, you know, he'll stay in touch with me.
Oh yeah, I definitely will. I'll stay in touch.
So, because I mean, you've got a large following, you know. I can literally, there was so many people reaching out, making sure you were okay. So many people sending you prayers. It's, you know, and people are literally living by, you know, the standards that you set. And, you know, you got Luke and Jaron, and it's you've really helped out a lot of people on the channel, and you definitely have a large following of people that love and respect you.
Well, I appreciate that. I do. It means a lot.
I'm sure, you know, I'm sure it's going to make a lot of people happy to hear that you're okay. I'm gonna throw a suggestion out right now. Maybe, you know, once a week or whenever. If it's, you know, if you think it'd be a good idea, we could have like a night, a campfire night with Victor, and maybe you could share some encounters, experiences with us if you're up to that, you know, and maybe we could all be with you in soul, even though we can't be with you in person. We can just listen to you speak and imagine that we're by a campfire with you and you're telling us your experiences. If that's, you know, I'm going to offer that up to you. If you want to take me up on it, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You know, maybe that can keep you sane in the woods and keep you connected.
Keep me up with somebody.
Yeah, and you can at least, you know, have some positivity, you know, and I'm just glad that you're alive and okay.
Have somebody to talk to.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Yeah.
Can you share with us the story, the Silver Streak story of how...
Which one?
The one that how it ended. Can you share that?
I couldn't hear you.
Can you share the story where it was Silver Streak was the one that threatened you? Can you share the end of his day with us?
Yeah. I always try to keep my area in the camp clear in case I have to have a fight or anything, so I can move around and I don't have to worry about falling. And on this particular night, I had my 308, my 50 caliber was next to my sleeping bag, and I had one log that was like in a 12-foot radius of my sleeping bag, and I got up to walk over there to move it, because I thought about it. I said, well, if something happens tonight and I had to get up and move fast, I might trip over that and get in trouble. So, you know, it's still, campfire's lit, and I can still see good. And I get up and I walk over there to move this log. And I move it, and just as soon as I bent over and picked it up and moved it, he dropped in between me and my guns. And he almost chuckled, and he looked at me, and he told me, he said, I've got you now. He said, my handler told me if I could get between you and your guns, that I would have you. And I reached behind me and I pulled out 2 10-inch blades that I had on me, 10-inch knives. And I said, I've still got these. And he looked in the woods, and you could tell he was looking at his handler. And I killed him with them 2 10-inch knives in hand-to-hand combat that night. I got cut up, and I've still got open wounds because I can't stitch myself up. And I'm hoping the ones on my arms don't get infected, because I'm having trouble with them because they're so deep. But I killed him with them 2 nice. But it was a fight. And I've got everything bandaged up. But I just gotta hope I don't get no infection.
Now, after that, was that the first handler that you tied up, or was that?
Yeah, I ran him down. I ran him down. I ran him probably half a mile after I killed the werewolf. I ran him down, got him down, disarmed him, took his radio from him, turned him over, and it was one of my agents. And I asked him why he done it. And he wouldn't answer me, and he never would answer none of my questions I asked. And it just shows how quick somebody can turn on you. But I tied him to a tree. And I said, well, this is where you're going to be. And he said, you won't leave me here. And I just walked off and left him. I should have left him there, but I didn't have it in me to do it. I called and told him where he was, so they could send somebody out there to get him. And then for about the next 6 or 7 nights, they sent werewolf after werewolf after werewolf after me. And I'd kill the werewolves. I'd get their handlers. I tied 4 handlers to one tree. And then I told them where all their handlers was and told them to cut it out. That I could do this as long as they had handlers. And finally, the werewolves quit coming. And so did the handlers. So maybe they quit coming after me, I hope.
Me too. The crazy part is that these were your agents. I mean,
yeah.
They're your friends, your business, your work friends, you know, like people
yeah.
that you've seen day in and day out and have now, you know, in their eyes are doing their job. But, I mean, there's a line to cross. And in my eyes, they crossed a line between friendship and job. And, you know, I mean, myself, I would choose a friend over a job. That's just me, but I'm sure a lot of other people would too. This is, you know, I mean, this just shows what this government.
I don't know what they've told them. I don't know what they said I've done. You know.
Right.
I don't know. I hadn't done nothing. That's the bad thing.
Yeah.
I hadn't done anything.
I mean,
I had done nothing to deserve this.
No. And easily they could have, you know, if they wanted to, instead of trying to hunt you down, they could have called you in like nothing was up and just deleted your memory. You know,
yeah.
Certain aspects of your memory for this, you know, job, and left it be. You know, it was just, it's crazy how, you know, it makes me not trust the government.
So easy.
Yeah. So.
It's been so easy to have fixed all this.
Well, I'm happy that you're here.
Now I feel like I'm hunted.
Well, everybody has, I mean, there's been people offering to hide you, and you know, you when I say
I
you've got a
appreciate
following.
it. uh,
So, all right. Well, I don't know, guys. There you have it. We're gonna have camp night story time with Victor, maybe once a week or whenever he wants to do it, whenever he's comfortable and he feels safe. I'm hoping that everybody will keep him in their prayers. I am, and I have. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to anybody or everybody?
well, I appreciate everybody thinking about me like that. And, you know, that just means a lot. Somebody had my back.
13,000 of us strong have your back, man. There's 13,000 of us now, and we all have your back.
I'm going to get out of here for the night, guys.
All right, Victor. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Okay. Talk to everybody later. Talk to y'all next week sometime. Bye now.
All right, folks, thank you for tuning in today. I hope you all enjoyed today's upload as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. Guys, I really, really do want to thank you for supporting the channel. You guys are the base of this platform. You are what makes this channel. And I cannot express the gratitude I have. With that, please stay safe, happy, healthy, and ever vigilant. Please keep an eye on your loved ones, your children, your pups, your pets, whatever you have, cats, dogs. Even if you don't go camping, hiking, whatever, and your property butts up to some woods, there's a chance that your woods may have a Dogman or one of these creatures out there. There was an experience that I had heard about a year ago. This guy only had a little bit of forest that butted up to the back of his property, and he had probably a 5-foot stockade fence around his backyard. He lived in kind of like a cul-de-sac area, but there was enough woods for, you know, a creature or creatures to live out there. And one day he saw a Dogman peek its head over his neighbor's fence, two houses down, and never thought that the woods behind his house was even big enough. But, you know, these creatures are nomadic and they are dangerous. And, you know, you really do have to keep your eyes open and really just, I don't know. I can't express how cunning and tactical these creatures are. Anyway, enough of that. I'm sorry. Guys, thanks again, and God bless you all.